All right, welcome to today's section. Uh, the fundamental knowledge of Primavera P6. Remember, it's fundamental. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Engineer David. I'm a project control specialist and project planning engineer with vast experience in project planning as regards to oil and gas and facility projects, gas turbine, power generation, construction, and IT project as well. So I would like us to introduce ourselves just like our normal culture so that we get to know ourselves also. Uh, just unmute and introduce yourself so that we'll start. Please unmute and introduce yourself, please. Please unmute and introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Manuel Taiwo. As I said yesterday, I have a mechanical engineering background, and then I'm just about learning into Primavera and then even project management. So I've worked in supply chain, I've worked in project, in fire system, fire safety project, and currently I'm doing my master's. So that's what I'm doing now. Thanks.
Okay, welcome, Engineer Emmanuel. You're welcome. The next person, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, good evening, all.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, my name's Engineer Kevin Ohiozoje Boying. I'm a civil professional, a construction guru, a project manager. Currently, I'm the depot manager for Stogas, and I can perfectly use MS Project. So I just want to add this as one of my programming package. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Engineer Kelvin. You're welcome. In the right place. All right, the next person should please introduce himself. The next person should please introduce himself. Engineer Kelvin, mute your mic. The next person should please introduce himself.
Okay. Yeah, good evening, all. So my name is Otoni Boroma. I'm an electrical engineer by I have a background, and I've been working not in the mainstream project, but I've been working with some project in one of the IOCs, specifically in the offshore environment. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, Engineer Otonye. So the last person, all right, go ahead, please.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Baba Femi Fakunle. I am a civil engineer by training and several years of experience in oil and gas and civil projects mainly. Currently, I'm managing a FLB project for the ANO gas plant in Asa North in Imo State or Haji Egbema, local government area of Imo State. That's my current activity.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome, Engineer Baba Femi. So it's a privilege and honor for me to take you people on this training. Yesterday we were able to talk about you know theoretical aspects as regards to Primavera P6 and in general project management. For those of us that doesn't have a project management background, I was able to you know break it down, tell us what project management is, and then uh, the thing that is expected of us to do as a project manager. You know, also I talked about project planning. I talked about project control specialist. I talked about project coordinator. A whole lot of responsibilities that are attached to whatever designation you have in the PMO. I threw more lights on them, so you can check the video. You know, check the video and don't forget to subscribe. Check the video to the last video. You know, to get more updates as regards to that. So today we'll be going on into practical with Primera P6. If you remember yesterday, I talked about WBS. Please hold on. Let me accept somebody. Somebody's knocking. So yesterday, if you recall very well, talk about WBS. I said WBS simply means work breakdown structure. So today we are doing this is hands-on experience, right? It's hands-on experience. So I talked about WBS. I said it's a work breakdown structure. This is a project, an ultramodern building construction project. So an ultramodern building and construction project, right? And these projects, if as a client, you give out your project to contractor. The first thing the contractor will do is to look at the contract documents and look at the scope of work that is entailed in the document. And like I said, once you look at the scope of work as a project planner, or a project manager, you pick out the scope. In that scope, it might contain civil, mechanical, electrical, depending. So when you pick out those scope, you meet the discipline head and collect the work package, which is the BBS, as well as the activities under it. So let's just say this is just what it is. You meet the civil discipline. Even the project discipline also have their own deliverables. They have their deliverables. Look at it here. So we just assume that everything has already been planned. Just we have considered our BOQ. Everything has been planned, right? But we just need to load the program of work. So we work according to what we will schedule, right? We work according to the program of work, and in order to keep us on track. So the project deliverables, this is a WBS, which is project management, and the activities under the project management. We have the project planning, we have the project execution, we have the project control, we have the project closeout. So you, as a project manager, you produce a deliverable on how you want to plan this, how this project is being planned, right? It's like a document that will capture the planning. Then also the execution phase, you produce a document that will capture, and also how you want to control the project to the closeout. So that's that for project management. Then um site preparation, right? How is it going to be done? Then we'll talk about site clearance and grading. Of course, civil discipline are very familiar with this. They are going to produce this deliverable kind of site clearance and grading, demolition, excavation and earthwork, utilities and infrastructure, right? And after that is done, then we talk up. Please, somebody should mute your mic. Mute your mic. This is on record, please. So the next thing is to talk about foundation activity, right? Foundation. Then the foundation, this is civil. Talk about the soil testing and site preparation, the excavation for footings, the foundation formwork and reinforcement, right? These are I'm talking about the pouring and curing of foundation concrete. Then talk about the structures and structural steel, uh, design and fabrication. This is more like a civil scope, more often like a civil scope. Uh, So design and fabrication, delivery to sites. Come, let me admit somebody. Okay. All right. So the structural steel, the activities, design and fabrication, delivery to sites. After you design and you do your fabrication, you deliver that fabricated item to the sites. Where the activities are being executed. Then you erect an installation of equipment. Then the masonry and concrete work. Then talk about the brickwork, block work, and cast in place and concrete walls and floors. Then precasting. This is more a civil scope, right? Precast, cast the concrete, the panel, then building envelope. Then talk about the activity under the building envelope. Talk about the roofing and waterproofing, cutting walls and glazing, stereo finishing. Then the mechanical deliverables or mechanical activity here, because this is more likened to MEP, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, right? Mechanical, electrical, and plumbing scope of work that we have here. So in mechanical, electrical, you talk about the plumbing and fire protection. You talk about the HVAC systems. We talk about the electrical systems. All these things are activities that are needed to be done in this ultramodern building construction project. Take note of that. Talk about the lighting and fixtures. Then second to the last WBS, we have the interior finishes. That's drywall and taping. Then talk about the painting. This is all about the finishing. Then painting and finishing. Then flooring and tile. Of course, you know that when we get to this stage, our project is coming to an end. Then cabinetry and then millwork. Then the landscaping and site improvements. Of course, these are the last activities in your plan, right? So planting and irrigation, had skipping and site amenities, then site cleanup and restoration. Maybe the last just have project handover, right? Let me just see project handover. Let me put it uh, and handover to client. Okay, so that's that. Any question before we enter Primavera pieces? This is more a civil scope of work and mechanical piping scope. A civil scope, it just contains two scope of work, mechanical and piping. That means to say, before I got these deliverables or before I got this program of work here that is listed in this Word document, that means I had, as a planner, I had to meet the discipline in charge, the discipline head. I had to meet him that, so this is the scope of this is the projects that we needed to do. I know you have the documents ultramodern building construction, so please give me your breakdown of the activities that you needed to execute in the site or as regards to the project. So the civil discipline will give me his own as regards to what I've mentioned here. So this is just it can be much more than this, but I just want to shorten it down and teach us how to flow with it. Because most of us are professionals in this field and we know what it is, right? So then I'll meet the piping and mechanical head and discipline head. Then collect the same thing from him as regards to this project, right? So after that is done, the next thing for me to do is to move down to Primavera. So before I move down to Primavera to start programming this this data that we have here, before I move down to Primavera, I needed to ask, I needed us to ask question so that before I move ahead. If you have a question, please. If you don't have a question, tell me to forge ahead. Is there any question?
I think we can go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So let me open Primavera P6. Remember, I said Primavera is a database software. So um, you enter your password. Password is loading. Okay. So when you open your Primavera P6, the first thing I want you to do, take notes. We have started the practical. Those of us that have already installed, you can also put your system on and follow along. However, if you can't, after the video, after the this class, of course, I will send you the video. You go to the link to our YouTube channel to subscribe and also, watch the class there. So the first thing to do is to come to your admin, then admin categories. Sorry, not admin category, admin preference. Sorry, admin preference. Then industry. Select engineering and construction, right? Remember, this is a database. You don't need to control save or control S. Just whatever you select is already saved. It's a database. So you just select engineering and construction. When that is done, you close it. The next thing to do, most of us that our we our cost value is always on naira base. What we do is to uh, come to this end, um, edit preference. sorry, user preference. You click. Okay, this is when you want to assign, not that aspect. You come to tools. Tools. You come to currency. So let's assume that because I created this naira here. Let's assume that if you want to create, you come to this end, you click this add button, you add, then you just like it is in this just like it is here, you just add it naira, right? But I'm not going to add it, I'm going to delete it because I've already created. So let's assume that you've done that. Let me delete this. After doing that, the next thing to do is to check if it's still the same, just to check if the currency ID is what you have here, and also the symbol. The one that is done, you close it. You can assign from this end automatic. By default, Primavera has selected US dollar, but you need to go and assign this your currency value in the user preference, right, from the edit menu. So once you've already created your naira, you close. Then you come to edit user preferences, you click, then you select. Let's assume I've not selected this because I've not selected this Nigerian naira that I created. You come down, you click here, you see this button, this plus button, you select, right? Then you can also show the symbols and show the decimal digits. If you don't want to show it, you see, but you want to show it, let me accept somebody, please. Somebody's knocking. Okay. So if you want to show the currency symbol, you click this button here. If you don't want to show it, you just, check it back to go off. The same thing happened to the decimal, right? So after that is done, uh, close it. So let me just walk us through most of the icons here. This particular icon is for printing. You want to print, right? This, if you want to create a new project, this particular one. If you want to open the project, then close all. This particular one is for projects itself, single projects. Then this is resources, right? I'm going to teach us one by one on how to operate them. This is reports. Me, I don't do my reports. I don't even do my reports in Premiere because it's not user friendly. I export everything to Excel and do my reports with Excel and spreadsheet. This is a tracking, the same thing. This is your activities. Likewise, this is the BBS, work breakdown structure, and this is your resource assignment. Uh, I'll tell us about this as we move ahead. This is WPS and the document. If you want to add document a particular activity or whatever it is, this is just that on that regards. This is expenses calculation on calculating your expenses. That's based on your cost and everything you've done as regards to the project. So risk. So let's just forge ahead. So the first thing we're going to do, like I said, we're going to create. Let's assume your company has OBS, organizational breakdown structure. So you don't need to create OBS except you are asked to do that, but you don't need to create because any company that have been running over time already have their organizational breakdown structure, right? So all you need to do is to create EPS, which you call enterprise project structure. The place you get that EPS, you see this enterprise, you click enterprise. Now in this enterprise, we have projects, we have enterprise project structure. If you want to click just only project alone, but we don't need to do this. Let's create EPS, just like what we read and what we read yesterday. So we create this enterprise project structure. This is portfolio, like I told us, PPM, portfolio project management, right? Then this is resources. You want to add resources. This is roles. This is OBS, organizational brand structure. If you want to create the OBS, but like I said, your company already have that structure, and these are just the code. But the fundamental things I need to teach us, that is what I'm going to pick out so we can start running with it and start delivering with using Primavera PCs in our various places of work. So the first thing to do is to create EPS. Remember, you click your enterprise, you click your enterprise, and you click this enterprise project structure. This sign that look like pyramid, you click it, right? I already have some EPS I've already created, but I need to create something else again that will be tied to what we want to do. So you click add. Once you click add, let me disconnect it. If you look at it, it is connected to this gas turbine project, right? So I don't want it to be connected. You come to this shift left. You click shift left. I just want it to be standalone on its own. I'll move it up, right? So then I will title it ASPOG, ASPOG projects, right? So let me give ID. Let me say ASPOG Nigeria NG NIG. So let me accept from somebody, please. Somebody's knocking. Okay. All right. So the next thing to do, like I said, ASPOG. I've already created EPS. EPS. Sorry, I've already created EPS. Okay. So after creating our EPS, you don't need to control save. It's a database. You do what? You close. You close this wizard. After closing it, look at what we have here. You can see the EPS has been successfully created, but we don't have a project, right? So EPS, enterprise project structure. So if you have any question as regards to how I created this EPS, kindly unmute your mic and proceed because I want us to understand this. Very important. If you have any question how I created this EPS, kindly unmute your mic and proceed. If you have any question, if you don't have question, just tell me to forge ahead.
Please, can you repeat it again, please? Thank you.
Okay. Like I said, if you want to create your EPS, look at we have file toolbar, edit toolbar, view, projects, enterprise tools, admin help. What you need to do is to click. Remember, this class is fundamental, so it's not in depth. It's just the things that you need to know to start running and deliver. I mean, delivering your projects, right? So you click this enterprise. In this enterprise, you see enterprise project structure. Once you click enterprise project structure, right, this wizard will pop will come up. The next thing to do is to add, right? You add. I'm not going to add anything. I'm going to delete it because I've already created one for us. You add. Well, you want to just name it ASPOG Nigeria, right? You can double click, then you name, right? Then sorry. Uh, Double click, then you name. The same thing happens to this. Double click here, then you name. But I'm going to delete this because I've already created one, which is the one on top, right? So that is just that. After you finish, let's assume you've created your EPS. You close this prompt, this wizard. Close it. Once you close it, you see your projects. If you look at this, what we have here, you see we already created an EPS, which is ASPOG projects. The EPS, like I said, it's a house in a layman's language that is housing all your let's assume your properties are projects. Even you yourself, you are a project. This is just what it is. This will house everything, right? So if you want to create a project now, the next thing to do, you remember, if you create your EPS, if you're using Provider, you create your EPS, then you create your project. How do you create your project? You click, right? You right click your mouse, then you add. Do you understand? You right click your mouse, then you add. Then now let me add. You see that now? You said that you select the EPS that this project, will be. I mean, I should select the EPS that the project will be in. So the EPS already is ASPOG. You know that it's from ASPOG. I click that. So let's assume that let's assume that I've not selected ASPOG. Then you click this plus button, select. So you see that ASPOG project. Then the next thing to do is to next. Then what is the title of our project? Like I said, Ultramodern building. Let me copy Ultramodern building construction projects. Let me just copy, right? So I'll paste it here. Let me just make it capital letter. Right. Later. Building. Construction. Okay. Then projects. So that's that. Our advice once to create a project, we should also create a project ID. The ID simply means identification number. So let's just give it ultra UT um modern M for modern ultra modern building. Um, let me just modern projects. Sorry, P. Let me just you can decide to give your ID any. I mean, name your ID whichever way you like. But let's just use this, right, for the sake of this class. Then you next. Then after that, you will see a plan start date. When do you intend to start the project? We will talk about this, how to set up this time later on. If you want to fast forward it, you can do that. You click this button here and then you move it ahead. If you want to move it back, whatever, but it's a project we want to start, right? You move it ahead. Let's say we can decide to move it to June, right? But I will show us a better way. But let's just leave it this and this uh let's just leave it in this present date as of now. So click this. Then you don't need to select your finish dates. Don't need to select your finish dates. Your duration plus your duration plus your start date will determine your finish date. That's how it is. So, however, if you know that it's a project of 1 year project, you have to arrange your timeline within that space of duration, right? That is just that. So the next thing is just to next uh responsible manager. In that's you see that in your OBS. When you create your OBS, that's just on that gas. But let's just select responsible managing director, whatever it is. So move ahead and rate units and price units, price and per unit, leave it that way. So look at, congratulations, your new project has been created. To modify your project properties and define properties not covered by this wizard, click on the enterprise menu and then click project. So, but then we are done. So that's just that. We finish. Look at your projects under your EPS. I told us what EPS is all about. You see that the project is under the EPS. You see that now. So the next thing to do is, after we've created our EPS, created our projects, the next thing to do is to go and create our WBS. You understand? Create our work breakdown structure and as well as our activities. How do we do that? Pretty easy. We come to this where we've created our project, right? Uh, okay, let's say we want to put this date. Let the date be um
Hello, hello.
yeah. Any question?
Are we allowed to interrupt when the class is going on, or we wait until when you are done before we ask questions?
Okay, go ahead. Ask a question.
Yeah, on mine, the responsible manager on mine is not showing. I only have enterprise. I don't have a managing director that was in yours.
That is OBS. I told you about that. You need to create that particular aspect.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Is there anything that is different? Maybe you spend some time so that we can also flow along because
that one is
ours is
that one
not
is that one
mine
is
is not.
that one is not important. The ones that
Okay,
are
okay, okay,
important, that's the one I'm bringing out. That's why it's fundamental. It's not important. If I take out that one,
okay,
I might take the whole day and I won't achieve anything. I needed to move ahead so at least everybody can grab the fundamental
okay.
knowledge so you can start running with it.
Oh, that's fine. That's all right.
Ehen. So
Thanks.
if I relax on a particular and this thing, you know,
It's not needed.
is
That's okay. That's okay. Thanks.
so just that's it. So the next thing to do is you right click. You see where my mouse is. Once you finish creating your projects, you right click it, open. You open the projects. It will open. You see now the project is now open. Let me adjust this data float. Let me just adjust this so that at least.
Hello, I have a question, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have now you said the class is being recorded. And
Yes.
we're gonna it would have been good, let me say it would have been good if we have a video like this that takes us through structure by structure like this that we can be playing while we are also doing it on the system. So I don't know the recording, does it cover this video aspect or just your audio voice alone?
It covers both the video and the one I sent to you, the video last class. Were you not able to follow through that
Mhm.
one?
I've not gone through.
Eh,
I'm actually on a project somewhere, so
okay,
I'm
because
just asking if we have this video structure like this, we can follow it to,
yes, now
that's what I'm asking.
you've not gone through that
Okay, okay,
that first class, and go through that first class. Go and watch that first video also.
okay. Thank you,
So that's
thank
it.
you.
Okay. So remember how to open this project. You click this and then open to bring us to this activity space. So what we need to do now is to create the BBS. I told us how to create the BBS. You click this, look at this icon. This icon, you click it. Once you click it, the next thing to do is to look at this plus sign. Either you use this plus sign or you right click and you add. So we want to start creating our WBS now. Sorry. So we have project management. Sorry. Under projects, okay, project management. Let me use capital letter. Let me use capital letter. Then the next one, why is this thing taking me? The next one is site preparation.
Hi, is it possible for you to share that breakdown for us so that we can also follow along from there?
I've shared it on the group chat. Check the group chat, you see it there. That's the first thing I did today. Check the group chat. Then you add. Then look at this move left. You click move left. Check the group chat, you see it. The site preparation. I needed my WBS to be capital letter all through. Site preparation. Please, if my spelling is wrong, bring me back. Oh. Site preparation. Then the next thing to do again is to foundation. Right? Let me just go and you right click, you add, you indent that you move to the left so that they can be in the same level. Foundation. To the civil guys, kudos to you guys. Now work with this. So the next thing to do, structural steel, right? You open, then you move to the left. Structural steel. And the next one is a masonry and concrete. Masonry and concrete. Open, you move to the left. Masonry. Wait. Okay. Remember these are work packages. So the next thing to do is to build in envelope. This can also be broken down, right? But because I wanted us to grab and to start running along with this software, that's why I had to just it's more like a summary. So building building envelope and so the next thing to do again to take the remaining. Okay, this is a mechanical electrical scope together. Mechanical and electrical together. So let's open up this push. So if you look at it, we have three scope of work here. We have civil, electrical, and mechanical. Okay, so mechanical, electrical. If you like, you can leave it in small letter, but I like putting my WBS in capital letter. Just my activities alone, I leave in small letter. For mechanical. So the next thing to do again is to pick interior finishing, interior finishes. So you open, you push back because the reason why you're pushing back because so that they can be aligned. They are of the same level, right? Of the same level. Interior, interior finishes. Right. So the next thing to do again is to pick. Last but not the least, landscape size improvement. You click it, you add, you push back, then you add it up. Okay. Landscaping and sites improvements.
Please, I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Please, how do you push back?
Okay.
Where do you push back from?
Okay. Hold on. I will show you. Hold on. I'll
Okay.
show you. Hold on. I'll show you. Improvements. Improvements. So let's say you want to create, right? Let me just open, add. This is, you see this icon. Are you seeing my mouse? Can you see my mouse? Just unmute and respond, please. Can you see my mouse?
Negative. I'm not seeing your mouse yet.
Look at. Can you see my
Okay, I can
mouse?
see your mouse.
Look at. Can you see my mouse?
Yes.
You just push it. When you
Yes.
push it, it will be on the same level with whatever I've created before. Do you understand?
Ah,
Yeah, that's how you indent. That's how you push back. So let
okay.
me let me delete it. It's of no use. I think that's the last. Okay, I think I still have one. Let's just still create one more. Let's still create one more. That's handover. Let's still create one more. So just look at what I did. Push it back, right? Then just project handover. Project handover, right? So once that is done, you are done creating your WBS. Any question? Any question? Any question, please? Any question?
No, sir.
Okay.
We are good, I think. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So once that is done, you can see now. If I click this icon here, it will it will swallow up everything I've created. This is the project. This is the project. Ultramodern building construction project. If I open it, you will see the WBS, right? This is the project that the client wants us to do to build for him or design for him what they're about. So ultramodern building construction project. If you click it, these are what we will be able to. These are the package, the work packages in this project, right? Once that is done, the next thing to do is to create activities. How do you create activity? I showed us. Look at this icon, this greenish icon. You click it, it will open this. You know, it will take us to this space. Once we get to this space, look at the next thing to do is to each of this package. You want to create an activity in this project management and WBS. What you need to do is to right click, just the same way we created the WBS. You right click, you add. See that now? Then we go to our table and pick this activity. Planning, go back, add it up, planning. It's We can also change this activity ID. Let's put it. You can make it unique. There's P, right, for projects. Um, it's a project, right? Okay, let's just leave that P. Let's say P100, P1000. Sorry. So you see that now. Planning. You go back again. You take this execution. Just the same way we created our WBS. No differences, right? Automatically the ID will start taking up value. Primavera will start giving it based on what I've already stated here. Start, numbering the activities for me. So execution. Then the next thing to do is to come down here, project control, come here, then open, you add, then you paste, right? Then come to this side, then close out, copy. Let me admit somebody. Okay, so you open control, just you click, then paste, that's close out. See that now we've created our activities. And like I said, look at, if you click here, the activities are under the WBS. You see how it is now? The activities are under, that's a work package on its own. You see now what I was explaining yesterday as regards to the project management uh, training manual. So the next thing is the site preparation. Let's go and get the activities under site preparation. So we come here, site clearance and grading, pick it, then come down here, click the WBS, you add, then you paste. Then we change also this one. Let's give it site preparation SP 1000, site preparation. Let me expand this. So we still go here, demolition, we'll pick it. So note that this activity ID is just the identification number that is tied to that activity, right? If you mention SP 1000, you know that it's a site clearing. So you add again, paste, demolition, then you come back again to pick excavation and earthwork. So after demolition, you have your excavation and earthwork, and you click. I think it's remaining about one activity. Yeah, but utilities and infrastructures. So you copy, go back, you add, and you paste. So we are done with site preparation activities, right? The next thing to do is to look at for foundation activity. Remember the scope of work that we are handling is about, there are just three scope: civil, mechanical, uh, electrical, right? Civil, mechanical, and electrical. So foundation, soil testing, and site preparation. Foundation, open. You do your soil testing. So let's just name this uh, um, ID. Let's give it F foundation, right? F 1000 foundation, right? So come down here, excavation, footings. So come here, and then you add, paste. So once that is done, you go back again to pick the activity that is under foundation. We have the foundation formwork and then reinforcements. Okay, so you open, you add, right? Go back. Then the last activity under foundation is pouring and coring of foundation concrete. You copy, you open up, you add, you paste. So once that is done, you know that yes, the foundation activities are already completed. So what next to do is to look out for your structural steel activities. Structural steel is a WBS. Look for the activities under structural steel. Come back, design and fabrication, and you pick it. Then go back just the same way. You right click, then you add, you paste. Let's also name this ID SSSS 1000. Right. So come down here. After you finish your design and fabrication, you of course you push it to the sites where the project is being executed. Review the sites. So click, and you add, and you paste. Come back again. Then erection and installation. Go back, and you add, and you paste. So that is the last activity under structural steel. You see how we are developing our program of work. That is how we do it. No two ways about it. Okay, so the next thing to do is to also create activity under masonry and then concrete. Okay, masonry and concrete. Sorry, take brick and block work. Copy. Then you the same thing. You add, paste. Let's name. Let's number is activity ID MC 1000 masonry and concrete. So go back again. Click from this. Then open, paste. Okay, so do the same thing. Then do your precasting, your precast concrete panels. Copy. Then you move ahead again. Then you add, paste. So we are done with the masonry and concrete activity. The next activity to look out for is building envelope activity. So move ahead, then pick out roofing and waterproofing. That's the envelope. Roofing and waterproofing. You add. Okay, we change this to B 1000, right? So we go back again. We pick curtain and wall uh, glazing. Okay, so then we come here, open up, and the last but not the least, I guess, exterior finishes, which is under our building envelope. So then you add paste. Okay, so the next thing to look at for is now we are done with them. Those package. Look out for the mechanical and electrical activities. All right, plumbing and then fire protection. So okay, so okay, M E 1000. So go back again, HVAC systems. Hit from this end and paste. So come back again, electrical systems. Copy, add, paste. Last but not the least is lighting and features. Copy, go back again, add, paste. So, so the next thing is uh interior finishes, drywall, taping. So come in here, you add this, and then painting and finishing. Sorry, I needed to do something. I needed to change this. I just want it to be unique. IF 1000. I don't change it from the beginning. To start numbering somehow, to start numbering it by default on its own. So I need to, you know, number that ID first of all, so that at least I can have a unique ID as regards to what I'm, I mean, putting in. So open up this, back to floor and ties, add this. Next thing to do is come back here, cabinetry and millwork. So come back, add this. Once that is done, we have our landscaping and site improvements. So painting and irrigation. So LS landscape and site improvements. LSI. So hand over to sites. Sorry, has at skipping and sites. It is site cleanup and restoration. So we add. Once that is done, the next thing is you project hand over to the clients, right? So we just create it here. Project closeout. Let's just see project closeout. Project closeout. Project. So we are done. Um, so any question? Any question, please? So these are our program of work, but we are not yet done because we've not assigned dates yet. Any question?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I encounter a message on my own. So I follow the document you shared to install and set it up. But I try to log in and it's telling me that the appropriate industry for your organization has not yet been selected in admin
When
preferences.
when did you log in? When did you join this class? Did you join when we started
I
or you joined late?
no, I think 15 minutes past 6 p.m. I joined.
I've already talked about that, but let me just tell you into
Okay.
on that. I've talked about you watch the video again too, but let me just do that for uh, just just assist you. Come to this admin, right?
Uh,
Admin preferences. You click admin preferences. You see this industry. You click it. Then you select
okay.
engineering and construction. Select engineering and construction. You're done with that. Then you once you select engineering
Okay.
and construction, you close. That's all.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. Any question, please? Any question, please? Please, if you have a question. So this is. Let me just expand this. Okay. So this is our activity, and at the BBS, on the right hand side is the Gantt chant. On the right hand side is called the Gantt chant. You know, so where these bars here represent the activities that we have in our left hand side. Or each bars represent the activities. Each bars represent the activities. Each bars. So when we start tying them together, you see how these bars will be moving. You see the movement because the reason why they are together because look at the dates. Everything is the same. We've not yet fixed dates. Let's just assuming that this project will start. This is May Abi. Let's put it in May, May. Let's say June. Let's go down. Watch me very carefully. June. Look at. I want this project to start. I want to assign dates to my project. That's what it means. So this project should start let's see, end of June, right? End of June. So end of June. Then the work hours should be 8 hours per day. So 8 hours per day. So end of June, that's when the project will start. So once we select our date there, we go back, we open the project. Once we open it, you see that the date has not yet reflected. How to make this date reflect? You press F9 in your keyboard. F9. Either you press F9 or you come to this icon, this clock icon here, schedule. Click it. Once you click it, uh, so apply selected data dates. You schedule. You see now that our project is starting 30th of June. Just the way I set it. That's why I selected it here. Do you understand? Our project is any question? Any question? Any question, please? Look at the dates.
Hello, hello, please. Can you repeat yourself? What you
Can you
just?
repeat? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I said if you want to assign dates to this project, you want to change the dates, you want the project to take up a new date. That means if you're looking at pushing it ahead, what you would do is to click, look at this project icon, look at this project, project here. You click this where the road project, you click it and make sure that your you make sure that your mouse, I mean your mouse is on top of the project. You click that particular project you just created that you want to assign dates for. So once you do that, look at schedule dates. Hmm? Here we have general, right? All these ones are later on, we'll talk about this. So this general, this is the ID, this is the project name. The status, of course, active. Then director, responsible manager, you know, project leveling. But this one you don't need, all this one you don't need, this ones for now. The basic things are what I just need to put you through, right? So let's check coming. This one, if you want to do your costing, right? So um you just play around these icons, play around it. So let's go back. um where is the default? Okay, here is the default. You have your calendar. If you want to assign, we'll work on calendar, then we'll assign calendar to the project. But this one is just setting a date. It is not like setting a calendar, setting a date that the project should take. But later on, we'll now set the calendar. You know, that is just that. So we open up this project, right? Where is that? Sorry. Projects. Okay, so this is what I did. You just come here. Make sure that your I mean you're on top of your project. Just you click that project, the project you want to assign that date. That's dates. You click this date, then you select the dates. Once you select, you just select it, then you open it, right? Once you open it, the next thing to do is is to click F9 from your keyboard, F9, or you click this symbol that looks like clock, work clock. You click it, then you schedule. So if once you schedule it, it will take up the dates that you selected. So once you schedule to take up the dates, right? That is just how I I was able to do this. Any question again? Any
Yes,
question?
Mr. David.
Yes, go ahead.
My name is Jonathan Bauer.
Okay, sir.
Actually, actually, I wasn't able to um log in into this Primavera for today. Even this all the thing you are doing, I'm just looking at it. I'm not even following up with
Okay.
this because I sent you a message that I couldn't see it. You said I could go to search and send snap and send to you.
Okay.
So I was just busy today. I wasn't able to do it. Just now I'm just seeing what is there, and maybe later I will snap and send to you so that I can get it done. Maybe by tomorrow we can see what we can follow up with you people.
Okay. So what's the
Thank you.
what do you want me to do now?
No, don't. You can continue. The problem is the only thing I'm just trying to complain here is, had it being in the first day, you before the lecture starts, you were able to make everybody get this thing on at hand. It could have been an easy something. People cannot be would not be asking questions like this now. That's the only question. That's the only thing I have as a challenge
But
now.
it's not a big.
But after the lecture, we can see how we can fix it up with you.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem. So no problem. But it's not a big deal. The first class was all about theoretical approach as regards to project management, because I cannot start teaching you this without teaching you that theoretical approach. There are some certain things you'll be lost. You can't just you know uh, flow with it. So I needed to bring that class as a foundation. It was a plus as a foundation, so that at least I need to bring that class as a foundation, so that at least when we start, just as we started this Primavera night, to be easy for you to some terminologies will not you won't be lost in some terminologies.
Don't worry with the explanation. Just move ahead. Just move ahead. Don't worry with the explanation. Just move ahead. Thank
Okay,
you.
okay. So after we finish this, the next thing to do is to go and create our calendar. The next thing to do is to go and create our calendar. How do we create our calendar? Look at you click this enterprise. Okay, where is our calendar? Projects. Okay, you click the project. Where is that calendar? Um, Sorry, please. Where is that calendar? Okay, this is it here. So you click this enterprise, then calendar. You click, and in this calendar we have three type of calendar. We have the global calendar, we have the resource calendar, and then we have the project calendar. I would advise us to always assign each project should have its calendar. So forget about the resource calendar. Resource has to do with the your tools, your people, but focus on project calendar. The global calendar, if you click the global calendar, you see we have five. Of course, five standard working day work week, five standard 5 day work week that we have. So we still have other. You can still amend it. What we not do, what is more important, that's what I'm trying to bring out, is click this project, then you add, you select your five where is that five standard 5 day work week. Once you click it, then you click this plus button, you select, then because you needed to, because that calendar is already 5 working day, right? If you want to, once you assign it to this project, once you already add it, you can modify it. Let's just put this ASPOG calendar. Let's just put ASPOG calendar. Right, so once that is done, you come to modification, which is very very important. You click this modify. So now let me explain things to us. Look at Standard simply this one that looks like dark white is standard. This non-work day is what you're seeing here. This is the color. They have color code. As exemption, we have this pure white, right? Exemption, we have this pure white, right? Then standard. This is when we, of course, we're working. These are work days. Non-work day. This is it. Then exemption, probably public holiday, one or two, you understand? Any celebration, that's when you can add this by yourself, right? So that's on this note. This is for work hour. Like we're working 8 hours per day. You understand? 8 hours per day. It's not 24 hours. From 8 o'clock to from 8 o'clock. Some is 10 hours. Some see depend. But me, I resume office 8 and I leave my office 4. But some is 5. But standard is 8 hours per day, right? 8 hours per day. This is it. Then this is
Hello.
any question.
Yeah, please. My own system does not have the standard 5 day work week.
Select anything
It
you have
just
to modify. Select
okay.
anything.
Okay.
Select
Thanks.
anything you need to modify it. Select anything you want to select. Then you
Okay.
modify.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. So these detail work hours. Why I said it's 8 hours per day. Look at from this color code here. This is non-work, which is this color you are seeing here. Non-work. You resume work by 8 o'clock. Look at this exemption. You resume work by 8 o'clock, right? Sorry, you resume by 8 o'clock, which is this. You're working 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock. You go for break. 1, 2, 3, 4. By 5, you close. That's why it's 8 hours. Is it clear? Is it clear? Hello, house. Is it clear? If you want me to proceed, just tell me forge ahead.
Yeah, yes, it's standard, most likely.
Okay.
8 working hours per day,
Okay.
and then 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then you have 1 hour break, 12 to 1 in
Okay.
between.
Okay. Thank you. So let's assume that we are working 6 days, not 5 days now. Let's assume this project is we are working including Saturdays. I will show us how to do it. That's when
Yes.
you need to do the mende. So now I've taught us this is the work hours, right? 8 hours. We can still increase if you want to work maybe 10 hours. Maybe I will do it so we can see we'll see it. This is the work hours, 8 hours. Next, what to do is to come to this work week. Look at this work week. You click it because we want to include Saturday as our work day, right? Take note of all these things. Sunday is free day. Sunday you don't work on Sunday. Monday you work on Monday. That's from 7. Okay. Then Saturday. So Saturday we want to work on Saturday. Let's say Saturday 4 hours. Work on Saturday 4 hours. You click, double click, right? Double click, double click, double click, double click, double click, double click. Come double click, double click. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Or let's just it's 4 hours. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5 hours. Let's just say 5 hours. 5 hours is 5. Okay. Let's just leave it this way. So this is just what it is. Then we okay it. That means Saturday we're working. We'll resume work by 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock we're working. 10, 11, 12. We go for a break. Then 1 o'clock we close. Sorry, we'll go for a break. Then come back 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock we dismiss. Do you understand? So we okay it. You see now that Saturday is now a working day.
I'm seeing many cursor here, so I don't really know.
Sorry,
Hello, Ogami.
I can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir. While you were doing adding the Saturdays,
Uh,
we were seeing many cursor. So We don't know who is who again.
Okay, let me go back.
Yes,
Let me go back.
please. Well, I'm interested in that sales. Why you? But please go back
Okay, let me go back.
to
So,
adding Saturday. Thank you, sir.
this is what it is. Let me just. You click this work week. Look at this work week. You click work week. Let's assume Saturday. Um, we want to make our Saturday 5 hours. 5 hours. 5 hours. 5 hours. So can you see it? So you let's assume that Saturday is already is not a working day. I want to make Saturday a working day in the calendar. We want to make Saturday a working day in the calendar. So the next thing to do is to come down to this Saturday, right? Saturday, and you resume by 8 o'clock. 8, you double click it, you double click this icon again, you come here, you double click, or let's just put it work. You come here again, you click work, you click here again, you click this work, you come again, work, you click this one, work, come again, work. Then 12 o'clock, you go for your break, come back by 1 o'clock, work, come again, work. Then by 2 o'clock, you close. 2 o'clock, you close. So you now count the hours, work hour for these days. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 hours that we are working for this Saturday. 5 hours. That means to say
Mm-hmm.
Saturday is a work day. So we have 6 working days in that week, not 5 days again, just like the one I selected, because I'm modifying it to suit our work,
Mm-hmm.
our project,
Mm-hmm.
work week and hours. So I've already selected it. After you do that, you okay it. You will discover that Saturday is now a work day. All the Saturdays in this calendar, look at it. All Saturdays in this calendar, look at this place. Now a work day. All the Saturdays, all the Saturdays
Okay.
is now work.
Okay. I have
Now,
a question, sir.
okay, go ahead.
Okay. We have to select the working hours for Saturday. Is it that because Monday to Friday they are normal work day and it's 8 hours?
Yes, now because
Automatically,
it
wait now. Automatically, the document or the program will select 8 hours for that for Monday to Friday.
if you want to set,
I don't know if you heard the
I
question.
understand what you said. See,
Okay, sir.
if you want to set your work hours to be 9 hours or 10 hours, you can do it. But by default,
Okay. Okay.
generally,
Okay.
it is 8 hours in a day.
Yes,
It is
sir.
8 hours. That's globally. Global calendar for work hours is 8 hours in a day. However,
For weekdays. For
for
weekdays.
weekdays, yeah, for weekdays.
Yeah.
However, you can decide to, to upgrade it to 10 hours. Depend on you can decide to, put it 10 hours based on, I mean, the agreement you have with your client, or maybe you want to try to meet up. I mean, you want to try to crash the project on time. That's when you can extend your man hour. Extend your man hour. The people that are using those man hour is your resource personnel. Oh. Do you understand? So that's why it's
Yes.
calendar. So your resource personnel are using those man hour to work. So if you want to increase it to 10 hours, I mean they are going to be working for 10 hours in a day. Do you understand? Instead of 8 hours.
Yes.
So that is just that. That's just that. Any other question before I proceed, please? I need questions because this is a very critical part that we need to take note of. Any other question? Any other question? Any other question?
Not for now for me.
Okay, so I just believe that we understood all this the way I did all these things. So Saturday is now a work. Look at how many hours. Please hold on. Please hold on. Please, I'm coming. I am recording and I'm going to put this on YouTube. And you're disturbing me. Load this thing by 9 o'clock. They'll put your whatever. You can't disturb me now. You can't disturb me. You're disturbing me. Reduce it. I'm not going anywhere. Reduce it. You are disturbing me. This I'm recording it. I'm putting it on YouTube. You're disturbing me. I don't want to talk again. You're disturbing me. I don't want to. I'm telling you. Sorry, please. I just have to fix up some things. Okay, so the next thing to do, look at this work hour. It's 5 hours for Saturdays. Why other days are 8 hours? You can decide to increase it, right? And let's look at our time period. These are time period per day is 8 hours, right? That's normal. Then hours per week is 40. Then hours per month is 120, 172, sorry. Then in a year, hours per year is 2000. You multiply 8 times 5 to give you how many? 40 in a week. So that's just on that. I don't know if you understand this process. Any question?
Yes, 8 times 5, 40. That means 8 hours per day from Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
So Saturday hours is not added yet.
You can decide to
Or it's not there.
it's not there. You can put it. Do you understand? 8 hours, then Saturday you that's 5 hours we use on Saturday, you add it. Do you
Okay,
understand?
so it will now be 8 plus 5.
Yeah, you add it. 8 hours, you add it. Do you
Please, I
understand?
don't understand the adding. Can you
Eight times
can you
eight
do it?
times 8 times 5 is how many? 8 times 5
It's
days.
40.
40. Then
It's 40, yes.
40 plus 5 then 5 hours
Hour.
times
That's 45.
5 hours. You know that 5 hours in that week is just one. It's just one. Do you understand? That's that five
Yes.
hours is one in that week. You have 5 hours
Yes.
in each week, 5 hours. So you can put it,
Yes.
you can calculate it and put it on your own. Then I move to the next level. Do you understand?
So where will you put it now? That's the point. That's my question.
Look at it. You see this
Is it
icon?
on the week?
Look at it here.
Yes.
You add it hours per week. You add it for the 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you add it.
Okay.
You see that now? You add it. So that is that. Let me just leave it that way. Um, Work week. So look at it say. It's even here. Say look at it. Work week from Monday
Uh-huh.
to on Monday to Friday is 8 hours.
Friday.
Saturday is
Mm.
5. You see that now?
Mhm.
Do you see it now? So I would advise you just
Yes.
leave that, except you increase the 8 hours to 9 hours. Just leave it like that.
Okay.
I would just advise you leave it like that. But look at what was saying the calendar work hours. Look at it. Do you see?
Yes, but if you go back to the first one we opened before,
Yeah.
Saturday now is not reflecting here because
This is
the 8 times.
okay. This is the general settings, and this is what your
Uh-huh.
project will pick. However, if you want to, if you your Saturday, of course, you know it's 5 hours. Do you understand?
Yes.
Your Saturday is 5 hours.
Yes.
If you start assigning your dates to your activities, you will see the difference,
Okay.
and that's how it is.
I was just trying to ask that, for example, if I know that my Saturday is 5 hours
Mm.
and I have, let's say, exactly 4 weeks in that month, and I know that okay, I have 4 Saturdays, that's another 20. 4 times
Yes.
5, 20.
Yes.
So can I just go and add it on hours per month, 172 plus 20 already, to say, okay, that will be 172 plus 20, and I type it there? for
what I
the
do,
month of
what I do,
June.
let me advise you. What I do is I'll leave it by this default. If I want to calculate man
Uh-huh.
hour, if I want to calculate man, I will extract it to my Excel sheet and start calculate, because hours you have to, that hour is money, that time is money. So I'm paying my resource
Mhm.
personnel based on time. I will calculate it on spreadsheet, because I don't do reports with Primavera. Do you understand? It's not user friendly. I will just know that okay, Saturday I will calculate those
Okay,
Saturday.
okay,
I will put it in an Excel sheet and do my reports with it. Do you understand? Just this is just to show you. Just leave it
okay,
the way it is like this. Eh? Leave it the way
okay,
leave it
okay,
the way it is
okay.
like this. Then the work week. Your Saturday is 5 hours. Do you understand? Just
Mm-hmm.
leave it the way it is like that. You don't need
Mm-hmm.
to do much. Except you want to change except you want to change the work hour for each day, right? You want to change the work hour to be nine
Mm-hmm.
hours or 10 hours, but depend on what, then you can now go and change it. You understand? You can now go and modify this time period. If you want to if you want to change work hour, let's say the work hour is you're using 10 hours, then you can do the modification. Is that clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So that is just that. So I hope this calendar aspect is clear, because the next thing to do now is to assign the calendar to the project. What we did was to set our time. We have to set the project dates, the date that the project will start. We will not that is not assigning calendar. So we have already created the calendar. I've taught us how to create calendar, how to modify calendar. Then the next thing now is to assign the calendar to the project. I hope this part is clear. Hello, house.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I should proceed, Abby.
You yes.
Proceed.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I will just click OK. Once I click OK, that means ASPOG calendar has already been created. So the next thing to do is to just close, come to our projects. You come to defaults. You click this icon. You see that now we have ASPOG calendar here. If you want to display other global calendar, you see you have those. So you can display global calendar. You can see select these 5 working days, but I don't want it. That's not what it is. That's not what I modified. You click this project calendar. So you see now. You now select project calendar. That means this calendar now. This project now will take up this calendar format. So after doing that, you go back again. You open your project. Okay, general. So you come here, you assign this, you come to this end, assign this calendar now. This is you assign, right? Let me come to this. It's 5 working days here. You assign it just like that. 5 working days. Assign. Okay. ASPOG. Okay. Then 5 working days.
So it means you are going to be assigning that calendar to every of the activities under
Yes.
each WS.
Yes. Yep.
WBS, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Assign 5 working days.
No way, just sorry, Noves. No way for automatically assigning it since you have the subheading as ASPOG project. If you
Um.
if you if you don't open the work breakdown structure and you just select the ASPOG project, although I know that I might have one or two projects under ASPOG, I know, but since we just have only this one under ASPOG, can we just select the overall heading ASPOG and then we assign whether then maybe to automatically flow down through all the WBS? It's just a question, please.
Um. For now, there's just you just have to assign them one by one. You have to assign them one by one. Once
One
you just
after
have
the
to,
other.
yeah, but
Okay.
and you need to know because we've not started linking. So once you start linking these activities to themselves, they will take their shapes. Do you understand? What we just did was just to assign calendar, create calendar and assign calendar. So that's just what we just did, right? That's just what we just did. You can work, you can come here and then assign. So that is just that. So the next thing to do now is to duration. Let's talk about duration. Remember, we're starting our project on the 30th of June 2023. That is the date we're starting. And every date here, look at 30th, 30th. And it can be, because it's not feasible. Can everything can be, we can start everything here and end it the same date. It's not possible. So I need our collective response now so that we can move ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, go
Please,
ahead.
I'm not able to get how you assign the calendar to each of the lines, each of the activities. Can you repeat it, please?
You click, look at you click the activity. You come to this calendar. Eh? You click this and you assign.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
Sorry, just repeat that thing you did just now. I didn't get it. Sorry. The
Okay.
assigning. Just repeat it.
Okay. So um, you click any of the activity, right? Then you assign. You see that? You got
Yes,
that?
I get it. That's good. Yes,
So
yes, I got that.
okay, so that's just that. Once we create dependencies, all the activities are going to take shape. Yeah, you see the movement from this bar. It's called the Gantt charts. We see the movements in these Gantt charts, right? Once we assign I mean create dependencies, link them together. That's what we'll do right now. So let's just talk about duration. So I want us to work together. So maybe all of us should unmute our mic so long as there's no noise there. Unmute your mic, please. So we'll just work together. So long as you don't have there's no noise in your background. If you don't have noise in your background,
Peter,
if you have noise in your background, mute your mic.
Prof, now that you talk about noise, you since there has been this breeze, it's like a breezy noise in your background. Oh,
Eh?
and let me just yes, it's like as if maybe fan is blowing you, and then the breeze is entering your mic. I mean,
Okay.
they found you for there.
This man, Michael, you know, I know not you.
Sorry, those who be Niger Delta, and I must laugh
I
small.
understand you. So, so how many days do you want us to? Okay, I'm coming. Let me planning execution. Okay. Then okay. So just assign your calendar. Normal. Tell me.
I have a question, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, now we have assigned calendar.
Okay.
Assuming I mistakenly jump one activity, I didn't assign the calendar. How will I know that I overlooked or I bypassed an activity?
Once you
Is
link,
there anything I will see
once
on my screen
no,
concerning?
once you link your activities to each other, there will be you will know. Once you link your activity, you want you there's a date you wanted a particular activity to take, right? If that activity does not take that date, you know that there's something wrong.
Mhm.
You understand? If that activity
Okay,
does not carry that date, you know that there's something wrong. You need to fix it. Do you understand? So that's just
okay.
let me just I think I have not even assigned all the calendar finish. Let me assign them so that we'll just talk about the duration. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about creating resources and assign resources to tasks. Tomorrow on also will be cumbersome. So let me just assign. So because you created 6 working day now, so you need to assign them. Unlike the default calendar.
Okay.
So finish it. For those of us practicing, so just keep doing what I'm doing, to be in the same page with me. Click.
I have a question, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Under civil work,
Okay.
when you raise a platform, generally we call it decking. When you raise a decking, it should be allowed to last for like 21 days
Okay.
before you continue working on it. Now, I know in a project, one link to another. If
Okay.
that my decking is not that dried, it's not that solidified enough with it, I mean, and that 21 days I'm waiting, and it's going to affect the continuation of the project.
Okay.
That space, where do you put it? Because you should plan for it that I will wait for 21 days. How do you bring it in?
That's why we have a lag time and lead time. So lag time,
Okay.
that's why we have lag time. That one is respective to your site's situation. Do you understand? That's why you have lag time
Mm,
and lead time. We'll do that. I will show us how to do
okay.
that. Lag time and lead time. So I've assumed that I've already added assign my new calendar to all the activities and including the project. So the next thing to do now, project planning. I want just let's just this is not just a realistic, but let's just take it this way. What would you want me to put in this plan duration, the planning days? I need a contribution. How long do you think we can be able to plan for our projects? The discipline,
Planning now is talking about getting all the resource persons,
yeah,
getting their discussing with them, getting their feedback. For example,
yeah,
the
yeah,
mechanical guys, the
yeah,
electrical, and all of that.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
How long do you
Ah,
think it will take us to plan?
let's say 1 week.
1 week. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It can be more than 1 week, depend on the project.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So what would you prefer us to use? I need your contributions generally.
7 days will be okay now.
7 days,
14 days.
14 days. Okay, let's go with 14
And
days.
for
Let's go with 14 days, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
So
that's okay.
execution. What do you think we should use in this execution? Execution. What do you think? Your contribution is needed, please.
Okay. Execution now, that means you have already mobilized materials,
Yeah,
human resources to site. You want to start working.
yeah.
Okay. Ah,
How many days? I need your contribution, please.
why not do it this way? Let's take a project span. Okay, this is a project. This is project A, and it will span for like a year or two. So
So
uh-huh.
we now know that yes, if that
are we taking a project span of 1 year? Let's let's get it.
Let's do that. 1 year.
1 year. So that means to say
Uh-huh.
this planning. Do you think this 14 days will be okay?
To plan for a
no,
project that will last for 1 year.
Yeah.
no,
Let's say
Let's say this project is
let's say
one
one
year,
month.
1 month,
Yes.
right?
Let the plan go for 1 month at least minimum.
Okay.
30 days.
Okay. So Nana they teach me now. I don't teach finish.
And we dey follow, we
I
dey
just want
follow.
make they teach me. So execution, how many days? Remember it's 1 year.
365 days now.
Eh?
Uh,
Uh-huh. Execution is when
365 days.
Execution 365 days.
That's 1 year, Abi.
We are talking about a project span of 1 year. We have just 1 year to
Oh,
complete.
sorry.
Yeah, 1 year to complete this project. This is a project that we need to finish within 1 year.
Yes.
Yes, 1 year. So what do we add in this execution, pre-execution duration?
I think the execution, is it planning for the execution or executing the project?
Executing the project.
Executing the project will be the lead time after the 30 days for the 1 year
Yes.
period. So we'll be
Sorry?
looking at 1 year minus 30 days.
Okay. Should be how many?
No, sir. Sorry, sir.
Look at the
Is it not supposed to be 1 year plus 30? Okay. Sorry,
less
sir. I think our 1 year would have started from when our 30 days of planning ended. We start counting 1 year from there, sir. I'm asking if we are executing the project for 1 year, it means the day we start work on site, the 1 year starts that day. That's the first day of the 1 year we will use to execute the project. But the 30 days for planning is beforehand. It's not into the 1 year. Am I correct, sir?
Let's join us together. Engineers, please unmute your mic and make your contributions.
I think the project starts when all the planning and everything start, because even part of what we need to deliver is also all this project planning, because as at this stage now we have gotten the job already. So for we to start up the job, we need to plan and then know how we're going to execute the job. So part of the planning period is also part of the job. So it will do us good
That
if
that
we
would be that
reduce
would be that would be
our pace.
that would be based on the start time. That would be what you're saying is based on the start time. We will talk about that. We're talking about durations we need to add. And then remember, we won't touch this finish date, because it is our duration and our start dates that will give us our end dates. You don't need to touch this finish dates. It will pieces will automatically
Okay.
yes, to automatically move it on its own. So what we need to take note of is our duration and our start date. So I need your input. So I've already I'm done. So it's just I'm getting your input so I can I mean bring out whatever we're doing here now. So unmute your mic, professionals. Let's work. This is the work. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
What me I want to let me put it in a question.
Okay.
What me I want to know is that what I want to understand is that if you talk about the execution day, me I was thinking is exclusive of the number of days you have used to plan.
So
Execution days
what do you
for
think?
me,
How
I'm
many days? How many
expecting
days?
it to be, if it is 1 year,
Okay.
it start counting from the first day you start working on site.
So how many days will I put here now?
No. I'm not following this now. I'm
Okay.
I'm hanging on. We said, please, sir. I'm learning. I'm hanging on. We said let the execution days be 1 year.
Okay.
So I want to know the 1 year, is it starting from the 30? Is it inclusive of the 30 days
After your
or
planning.
exclusive of the 30 days for planning?
Listen, after your
I think we just
listen.
agreed that
Okay.
the project duration is 1 year,
Yes.
including planning.
Including planning.
So
Yes.
execution will be excluding the 30
Excluding,
days
yeah.
of planning.
Because after your planning, you start execution. Do you understand? Execution is when the project starts proper.
Yeah.
When it starts. Do you
Okay.
understand? Do you understand what it is? The main
Okay.
time of starting that
Yes, sir.
project, that is the planning is not part. Planning is part of planning, of course, part of the project and this thing, planning the activities. The once after you finish planning, the next stage is you start work executing. Do you understand? Do you understand? So what should be
Yes, sir.
what do you want me to put here?
I think you can put
335 days.
300 days or something.
This is the best way to learn. Oh. I won't put it myself. I want us to. I need to get our input so I can. This is the best way, because if I start doing
Okay.
everything myself, I
From my
mean,
question,
mm,
if we say both the planning and the execution, everything is what we say is 1 year. So remove 30 days from 365 days. Then the remaining days is for the execution.
Okay, let's do this.
So
Let's okay,
we
hold on. Let's allow the planning days as a let's keep it as a contingency plan to mitigate any risk. Let's just leave it that same 1 year, which is 365 days. You understand?
yeah.
Huh? So
Okay.
just leave
Okay.
it that. Just leave it that. What about the process of controlling? These are all milestone. These are all milestone. Let's still leave it. We'll control it to the end.
Three
Till
six
the
five.
end, yes.
We'll
Yes.
control it to the end. To the end, yes. I was looking for your input too. That's why I kept quiet. Oh yeah, what about the closeout?
Is it till the end?
The closeout cannot take straight to the end. Maybe we make
Closeout.
closeout the last 14 days.
Eh?
Last 14 days of the 365.
So it will be how many days?
14.
14 days. So I should put 14 days to close out.
Yes, sir.
This is this is a milestone. And project the closeout is supposed to just a 1 day thing or zero duration.
Well, if it has to do with as-built drawing and some other documentation, it will exceed 1 day.
So what do you want me to put there?
Okay, maybe we reduce it to 7 days.
Okay. All right. So that is done.
Please, sir, can you give me an explanation of this closeout? I want to understand,
Closeout.
please.
What I do in my closeouts is zero duration because actually I have nothing to do. But based on what he's saying, we might have something to still tidy up, and that's just why 7 days was included. But for me, it's just zero duration because closeouts, nothing you're doing that day. Now today we are closing out. It might be okay that day we're just packing everything. This closeouts likely will be linked to um um this is it now. Project closeout is zero. Project closeout to handover is zero. Do you understand? So leaving it seven
Mhm.
here, you understand what I'm saying? So he's just saying based on they might have something to do. But if you everything you're planning should not, I mean, be above that 1 year. Maximum 1 year,
Okay.
1 year, 20 something days is okay. At least. Or 1 year 30, just 1 year, 30 days is okay. Do you understand? Because of any risk,
Okay.
just to mitigate any risk. So closeout is supposed to be
Okay.
zero duration to me. But based on what he's saying now, so do you want us to put it at zero duration or leave it at this?
No, no, let's leave it. Don't leave it what he
Okay.
has suggested.
Okay. Now
Let's
what
leave
about
that.
site clearing and grading? To clear our site and grading.
Depend on
Two
the
days.
bush and the topography.
2 days is okay.
2 days. Let's leave it 3 days.
2 days.
3 days. Demolition.
Yeah.
How long will it take us to demolish?
Okay.
How long will it take us to demolish? Depending on the building, right? If you take
Let's
3 days to clear, how long?
say 3 days.
3 days. Okay. What about the evacuation of earthwork?
Yeah,
Another
that
three
might take a
days.
time.
Sir?
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
days. Okay. Utility and infrastructure.
Sorry, all these things depends on the human resource we have. Oh. When we are putting days, we are going to
Yes.
classify our staff, that the people that are going to work for us.
After planning, usually you assign your resources to
If you
meet your plan.
the truth is this, if
No, in the planning we put our resources there. So as we are benchmarking, we're supposed to say, okay, we have so person in our planning. We have maybe 5 people that are working on this project, so that we know that yes, are they going to take 2 days? Are they going to take 3 days? By men assuming.
so let me say this. You put 3 days, your resource is very important, very, very important. You put 3 days, and if you can, because your company you need a company to make profits, you can put together. Let's just assume that one person will be able to do this activity for 3 days. Or if you load in two human resource personnel, that means that 3 days it might be likely to be 1 day. Do you understand? So the resource planning is different thing again. If you load 2 resource personnel in this 3 days activity, it might just they will do it one day. Do you understand? They will do it one
Okay.
day.
Does it mean while you were planning, like you talked about profit, does it mean while you were planning, you would plan to your client that okay, you are looking at using one resource person
Mm.
and he's going to pay 5,000 naira per day for one resource person.
Yeah.
That would have been 15,000 per 3 days. But if
Yeah.
I bring in 2 people
Mm-hmm. You
and
know
they do
the
the job one day, I will pay them maybe 10,000.
10,000. Yeah.
Is
Do you
that what
understand?
you're looking at?
Yes, yes, that's it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
for the sake of learning sake, for the sake of learning and practical, let's just forge ahead. Uh let's just forge ahead. So utilities and infrastructure will be how many days? Let's leave it at 5 days, Abby. Or what do you think?
Okay.
5 days. Soil testing and site preparation. Civil guys,
2 days now.
civil engineers,
2 days,
2 days, okay.
2 days,
What about excavation and for footings? How many days?
2 days.
2 days. What about foundation? You guys are the one teaching me now. Foundation, form work and reinforcement. How long is it going to take
Seven
us?
days.
Okay, 7 days.
1 week, 7 days.
Yeah, it's there. So what about pouring and coring of foundation and concrete?
3 days.
3 days. Design and fabrication. To design and fabrication. How long?
What are we
21 days.
fabricating?
Sir?
First of all, so that we can have an
Hold on, let me look at the projects now. Look at ultramodern building
21
construction.
days.
Ultramodern building construction. So you should
Okay, okay,
you should know what we're fabricating.
okay.
How long is it going to take us to
And
do?
that would take number of days, though. Cannot just
Do
be
you know
week.
that?
1
Do
week.
you know that design alone can take you more than a month?
Yes.
Design alone can take you like
And then before you start
even
fabricating,
6 months. But for the sake of for sake of what we're doing, we can still reduce it. But knowing realistically, design will take you longer, and it's also to fabricate also will take you much. Do you understand? So
Well, that depends on the magnitude of the project.
yeah. So how many durations would you want me to include in
I,
these aspects,
I'm assuming
let's
it's
put
a
30
simple
days, 30
structure.
days.
sir?
I'm assuming it's a simple structure.
Okay, simple structure. Okay, fine. How many
So,
days? How many days do you think?
simple structure between 15 and 30 days is adequate.
So Michael, what do you
30
think?
days maximum.
30 days. Okay. Remember, we are
I
planning.
said 30 days earlier. Yeah.
Remember, it must not be more than 1 year because the program of work should reflect 1 year. Do you understand? So let's take note of that. So
And
let's
we'll review again and see where we can put plus and minus.
okay. So delivery to sites.
Yes.
Delivery when you do finish your design and everything. The delivery to sites. How many days? Depend where the site is, Abby.
Approval of design and other stakeholders. Have we include that?
This
It
is
should be under design now.
listen now.
Should be
Listen.
under
Everything is
design and
under design and
fabrication
fabrication. I don't
that
want
makes
to.
the 30 days.
Yeah.
I'm just
So thank you, Michael. This is just a summary. This is not. If I should break this thing down, it's more than this level. It's more than it. So it's just a summary. This design and fabrication is the BBS on its own, but I had to put it under structural still as an activity. So there are sub activity, but I just had to put them so that we can be able to. I can be able to drive this class to show us how to use Primavera. If you want to, when you have a realistic project in your place of work, you can now break them down and put it. Do you understand? I just show us the process how to walk through with this system. I don't know if you understand. Hello, is that clear?
yes, sir.
Okay. No, not even you, Michael.
Yes, sir.
There's somebody that the other person that made contributions. That's why I just had to clear that. Anyway, no problem. So delivery to site is how many days?
3 days now to deliver
It
material
depends
or
on
deliver the design that
the
have been
deliver
approved,
no
accepted.
deliver the design that design and fabricate the design that I don't and also the fabrication material. It depend on the site. Like let's say
If
let's
I be
say
this,
let's say depend on the site, Abby. Depend where the site is to
yes.
deliver it. It depends where the site. If it's not far from where the
But
fabrication.
sorry, but sorry, sir. With
Okay.
all due respect,
Okay.
most fabrication are done within site area so that logistics will not be too much again. Because if you go and fabricate in Warri and you want to deliver to Sapele when the site is in Sapele, for example, so I believe the fabrication work
Mm.
is around that site area.
Okay, let's leave it at 2 days, Abby.
Okay.
Let's leave it 2 days. Maybe you have a lot of items that you fabricated. You might not use one day to pack everything now, and you're not going to carry everything in your head. So you need a
Mm,
truck,
mm,
and that you understand. You need to mobilize truck to
okay.
move those items to the site. Let's just use it. Let's leave it 3 days. Depend on whatever your.
Mhm.
Then erection and installation should take no less than, let's say, erection and fabric and your, I mean erection and installation of your fabricated items. Let's leave it at 3 days. Depend. Then um brickwork and block work. Let's leave it at 5 days, right? Brickwork and block work, or it's more than. Let's say 7 days. Depend the resource person. If you load more resources, you're gonna achieve more than. Do you understand? You achieve more work.
Yeah.
If you load more resources, you achieve more work. Except if you don't put more resource personnel, you just put maybe 2 persons, you're not going to achieve anything. Oh. You're going to be more than 7 days. So if you're loading more resources in these 7 days, that means you intend to achieve more. That's what it is. So casting in place concrete walls and floor should be. Civil guys, please, I need your contribution. Civil engineers, I need your contribution. I need your contribution, please. Cast in place concrete walls and floor. Okay, let me leave it at 7 days.
You can put 3 days.
Okay, 3 days. Then precast concrete panel.
Another
Preca-
3 days.
So let me stop the class here. By tomorrow, we'll continue with this and also do the linking and create our resources. Right. So by tomorrow, we'll continue. We'll just continue adding, change the durations and also, adjust the dates and start doing linking. Right. Please, I want us to come early tomorrow so we can do the needful. So remember, we stopped at precast concrete and panel. By tomorrow, we'll fix up these dates. So if you have that sheet already, just assume any dates that will be feasible. So when we come tomorrow, you teach me, you tell me the date you want us to use, so we can move ahead. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir. I
Okay,
understand.
so let's just stop here. Just remember that we'll continue with building envelope. Building envelope. That's where we'll continue from tomorrow.
Can I ask one question before you go, please?
Okay, go ahead, please.
Ideally, if you are the project engineer or project manager or coordinator,
Okay.
now all these sub WBS and their sub activities,
Okay.
the subcontractors handling each of these specialization should answer these questions for you, number of days and all of that. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Yes. You know the reason why? That's why I said planning takes
Uh,
time, because when you have the scope,
yes.
when you have the scope of work, these are work packages. You as a planner, your own is just to load it, prepare the program. You're not the one to put a particular date. They are the one to tell you this is when we'll be able to do this and this is when we'll be able to do this. Your own is to get it and also liaise with them that if so date is too much, why not put it so date? At least we can be able to. Your own is just fine. You can agree with them, and you can then you suppress the date in order not for it to be much longer than expected. Do you understand? So your company can also make profits. So that is just that. The reason
Okay.
why I'm just trying to make us do this on our own, because you can be engaged tomorrow as a project coordinator and a project planner, And what do? You need to meet them. So we assume ourselves that we are the clients, we are the everything. That's why we had to suggest, all
Yes,
these
I
dates, so
understand.
that we can walk through
I
this system.
understand.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Uh-huh.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's just that. So tomorrow we'll continue with just remember we'll continue with building envelope. So we'll add up the just on your own practice this aspect, add the duration. By tomorrow, you tell me what you want us to add that is feasible. Just let's assume you are the I mean the what do you call it? Subcontractor, right? Just assume you are the
Mhm.
you are just assume you are so what do you think would be feasible for these activities? Hmm?
Okay.
So that just do that as an assignment. Tomorrow when we come, tell me, then we'll fix it. Then what we'll now do again is to assign the start date. We'll just do the linking. Once we do the linking, we'll adjust the date to make sure that this project is not more than 1 year, and we'll see it. It's not more than 1 year. Do you understand? We make sure that it won't be more than 1 year,
Yeah.
even though at least maybe 1 year, 1 year, 1 year and then 1 month. It's okay. Or yes, because some certain things, some uncertainties might just occur and cause delay. Do you understand? So let's 1 year
Hmm.
and 1 year, and if it's too much, 1 year and 1 month. I think that's our benchmark. 1 year, 1 month, but not more than 1 year. You know, that's on that note. So on this notes, I want to thank everyone for attending this class today. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Make sure you practice. This is the core aspect of the skills that you're learning. You practice what you're learning and you put everything in action. That's so. Thank you very much. I hope there's no question again.
Yes, so I have one question.
This man. All right, ask me now. No wahala.
It's better I ask. Oh.
Ask.
I'm hoping that this software,
Okay.
I want to see where we bring in the planning for resource persons now, and then the costing on each resource person or costing of material. Is it inclusive here?
No, it's not inclusive. You can do that in the software, but it's not part of the training. But I'll just show us. I'll just show
Okay.
us. You can do that. You can do your costing in the software. You can
As
do
your
it.
giveaway to us. Thank you.
This man. All right, no wahala. So, any other question again?
Yes, Mr. David, I've sent you a message on WhatsApp
Okay,
regarding my own configuration. Yeah.
okay, okay. No problem. No problem. So, if no other question, let me stop recording. So, Mr. Jonathan, I will advise that you share your screen. So let me just stop recording. Thank you very much for attending the class. See you tomorrow. But just stay on hold, right?